Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to have Steve Vegvari with us today, freelancer over in Toronto, and we're here for one special reason, to talk about Halo Infinite. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is really exciting.
I'm glad you could join us. We're talking about none other than the campaign, Steve. Why don't you give everybody a quick introduction of who you are, what you do, and hit us up with some Halo.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Steve Vegvari, freelance writer for the Canadian games industry. I'm seen on Mobile Syrup, iPhone in Canada, Console Creatures, Squad State. And yeah, we're just here to talk about Halo Infinite, the latest game from 343, and the campaign specifically, the latest entry in Master Chief's journey.
What a journey it was. You and I both wrapped up the campaign, and I think that's fair to say it was probably one of the best campaigns we've seen in a long time coming out of the Halo series. You and I were both kind of gushing over this. What's your overall impression, Steve?
I think this is a proper return to form for Halo. I mean, someone who thought that maybe Halo 4 and Halo 5 specifically were kind of middling entries in the franchise, I thought this was a throwback to original Halo, like the Bungie era, where, you know, you're getting this very focused central story of Master Chief's journey, trying to find Cortana, and it's jumping off right off of Halo 5. But
yeah, overall,
I thought this was, you know, it brought me back to Halo 2 days.
Absolutely. It felt so good to follow Chief's story and where he was heading in the direction. And once again, like, they really elevated, they being 343, elevated this whole campaign to another level. By the time I wrapped this up, I was blown away. Now, how they left the ending, well, we'll let you guys figure that out for yourself. But at the end of it, I was overexcited and can't wait to see what happens after all of this has kind of been taken care of and where 343 takes us next. The story campaign was one of the best I think I played this year. It's too bad that Halo launches now and just misses the Video Game Awards, because it would be up there for Game of the Year.
I agree. I think what we see here in Halo Infinite is a very vulnerable story of Master Chief. He's ripped apart from everyone that he trusts, right?
Yeah.
No Cortana, no blue team, and he's kind of pitched together with this ragtag group of Echo 213, the pilot that we've seen in trailers, and then Weapon, this new AI character. And it's a very human story. Like, you get awesome moments from Steve Downes, you know, voicing Master Chief, but because you don't see his face, it's all emotive, like it's all through his voice acting and his physical expressions. You don't see his face, so I had some great moments throughout this campaign because of the character interactions.
Let's go.
Let's go. What? There? Siempre hay algo contigo. Déjame en paz, por favor.
Well, Steve, when we head into an open world, we're kind of left with looking for what to do. Not always are we focused on the campaign, and that's what 343 has brought this time, is a lot more things to do. How have you been keeping busy?
Well, I think one of the biggest focal points of the open world are these FOBs, these bases that you can kind of take away from the banished. And once you do, it basically just opens up this beacon so you can see all the remaining activities and collectibles in this small area. So you can go through the map and kind of parse through and pick the different activities that you want. You've got like high value targets, these like mid-tier boss kind of enemies. You can also save UNSC soldiers from being captives. And then you also have like audio logs, upgrade skill points and stuff like that you can find. And truthfully, I had a lot of fun going through it. It is very in line with Halo. It's not really changing up the game too much. It's just giving you added content to go through.
No, absolutely. It did give me a touch of that Far Cry, right? Where you take over the base and you kind of make it your own. And then from there, you're able to grab, you know, new wheels, new set of wheels, however you want to traverse the area, new guns, new mechanics that way. They also have little like gear boxes out there that allow you to get gear towards the multiplayer side of things, which I thought was an interesting take to combine both one with the other, especially since they've kind of really separated them this time around. So to see that come around too has been absolutely a welcome addition. One of my perks though, I think, we're finding the audio logs, listening in to getting some of the backstories of some of the soldiers that have been left behind. have been really caught me off guard. They're really touching at moments, Steve.
No, I agree. One of the best things that they do with the audio logs is allow you to continue playing versus having to sit there in a menu while it plays out. Like, that's such a huge bonus. That's just a personal gripe of mine. Don't ever do that. Allow me to, progress through the game as it's playing. So props to 343 for doing it right and making me actually, want to go out and find them. Because like you said, you do get these audio logs from the UNSC side, but also the Banished as well. So you're seeing these two dynamically different opposing sides, and getting a little more context as to what Master Chief is even doing.
Ready for liberation. The UNSC suffered through a lot on this ring.
Steve, why don't we wrap this up? This has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for hanging out with me today. What do you score in Halo Infinite's campaign?
I'll give it a solid 8. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a return to form, back to the days that I really cherished the Halo franchise, and it brought new elements like the grapple shot, the open world elements, and wrapped it up in a very compelling story.
That's awesome. I'm a little bit further ahead of you. I thought this was an absolute masterpiece. This is Halo where I want to see it go to the future. For me, I'm there with a 9. This is Halo's return to form. 343 Industries brings the Halo Infinite campaign to a new generation with emotional storytelling that kept us captivated from the beginning to the end. A fully realized open world with verticality like never before, and the grapple shot is a game changer. Welcome to the next generation of Halo.
Is everyone trying to kill you?
It kind of seems like it.